Dundalk TV is with Kevin, and Kevin had a bad experience on Christmas Day. Kevin, please share your story with Dundalk TV.
I was down the city, down Chesterfield Road. I was going to buy a tablet for my son. Well, about six black men robbed me, and they pistol whipped me in my face, as you can see this all right here. And well, as I made it home, they stole my phone, they stole my shoes, my money, everything. So when I made it home, I'm explaining this to my mother. Now my dad walks in on the last bit of explanation, and he hurry up, runs back downstairs, and calls the police. When the police come, my mother's saying it's a misunderstanding. It's not. I thought the cop was saying tricky questions that would incriminate me when she was only trying to tell the story of what I told her how it happened. So they took that and then ran with it, because my mom didn't write no statement, and she said, "I don't know why you're locking him up. It's a misunderstanding." And the officer just was not trying to hear nothing. Because the way the officers was questioning her, she did, I remember one question the officer asked him, "Well, what happened?" And so my mom started saying, "Well, there was a gun, and that he got robbed, da 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 da." So then the officer said, "What did he say?" He said, "Were you in any danger?" She says, "No, I wasn't in no danger." And then the officer went again, "Well, how did this incident happen?" And he said, "Well, the way he showed it to me, he had the gun, and this is what happened. He pointed it as the black guy pointed it at me, and I was explaining the robbery to my mother, and she was explaining to the police what had happened, but the police didn't. They took it the wrong way, and even though my mom tried to say, 'You're taking it the wrong way, you're making a mistake,' it wasn't him that did anything. He was the one that was robbed. He was the victim. I'm not the victim." So they tried to force her to write a statement, and she did not, because it wasn't true. So they tried to aim for my dad. He said the same thing. I'm not writing a statement. You're totally blowing this out of what it is. It's not what you're saying.
You had shared with me before we started the interview that both of your parents are willing to explain their side of the story, yes, and back up what you have just told me now.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, you also said that the officer was doing a little bit of verbal abuse. You feel, yes, in your eyes?
Officer Mosley calling my mother stupid, retarded, no sense, and the list went on and on and on. And my sister was there too, and she's more than welcome to share it with you guys.
Okay, great. Now let me ask one other question. After you were hit in the head and beat up by these guys, were you thinking clearly at that point in time? Because myself being a traumatic brain injury survivor, if they hit you in the head, so you said with the gun, I think that could just, did you feel that you suffered a concussion or anything? Was your judgment off due to that?
I mean, I was dizzy. I was a little bit dizzy, but I knew what I was talking about, and I knew, what I mean. When I was explaining what happened, I was explaining it how exactly it happened. I would, irate, exactly what went on. And like I said, when the police was asking her questions, they was trying to confuse her to say that I deliberately pointed a BB gun at her, which was not happening. And my sister, my father, and my mother.
You were reenacting what happened. You were reenacting, yes, what happened, and your mother was never in any kind of danger.
No, not at all. And she said it in court yesterday, or no, she said it in court today, in front of the bail review judge, and that's why I got to own recognizance,
Okay.
Record, whatever it is.
Right, right. It's going
And
in your favor a little bit already, so I'm glad to hear that. But we will stand by you, and we would like to speak to your parents about this, and we will contact the county and see what they have to say about it if they'd like to give us a statement on this as well. So we'll follow up on this with you, Kevin. Sorry that you had this horrible experience, but we're very happy to be able to allow you to bring your story out on Dundalk TV. Go ahead.
hey, I got one more thing. I had an independence card, right? And they said when it was outside, they crushed it in front of me and broke it in half, so I couldn't use it whenever I got out. And then they was taunting me like, "Oh, you're going to be in jail. You're going to be sitting there, and I'm going to make sure of it." Blah blah blah, and totally being disrespectful.
Well,
And I was, I
did
wasn't being disrespectful towards them at all.
who you must be talking about the police now, or
Yes, the police. Yes.
mm-hmm. So they took your independence, and they did this at the Dundalk Police Station, Precinct 12.
Officer Mosley, Precinct 12.
Okay, so he was the one that took your card away from you.
I'm pretty sure that was him. There was like 3 officers, but I'm almost 98% positive.
Okay, well, we'll do a follow up on this, and we'll be in touch with